All right, and we are live, and I'm here with my frequent sidekick, Artistic Layman,
Hello, everyone.
and Matt Forney's joining us. And we've got some stuff to talk about. Holy shit! First things first, Luke, why don't you go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage?
We're going to catch you up quickly on some entertainment news.
And I'm back.
First, we want to tell you about some of the things that are going on in entertainment. First, there's a new killer game called Angry Goy 2. Now, we give you a warning. We're going to show you a preview of this, but it is highly disturbing. This is a new video game that you play that you use a flamethrower or a machine gun. Created by Christopher Cantwell. It has become very popular in Gab, which is the alt-right Twitter. Basically, he calls himself the crying Nazi. And before we tell you about it, we want to show you this video. But again, we caution you, this is highly disturbing.
He calls himself the crying Nazi. I'm pretty sure he doesn't call himself the crying Nazi.
Though it would be kind of funny if he did at this point. Like just
it would indicate at least a sense of humor and self-awareness.
I don't know. This game is pretty funny. Maybe he's calming down a bit. All right, keep going, Luke.
Weird. Fuck you, Nazi! I'm a journalist. Oh. Racist.
Is this country going to be dominated and run by the white people?
Well, as you can see, the game is quite offensive.
Oh my gosh, what is that over there?
You wait till you just keep going.
And it is newsworthy because in entertainment news, because it's getting quite a bit of download play. When you play the game, it is a choice of a machine gun or a flamethrower that kills people. And as you kill them, the victims scream. And it's really an all offenders opportunity. If you're a journalist, the journalist, as they're killed, yells that they're a journalist. If you're a woman, she yells the Me Too movement. If you're black, the black person yells Black Lives Matter or where are the white women at? If you're a nationalist, it says white oppressors must be destroyed. For Jews, there are so many references I can't even tell you. And for gay, it takes place in a bathhouse. And there are signs outside the bathhouse saying, "We welcome children."
What the fuck is that thing on the far left?
We're getting to it. We're getting to it.
What demon is that? Also, are these people literally gay? All of them?
I think so, yeah.
Why is there a need for a gay gaming channel? Like,
no, this is just general entertainment news.
Oh.
Isn't it interesting how this sounds like a religious right meeting?
Yeah, we're gonna comment on that. Is it so? When did the hedonists become boring moralizers? Well, keep going.
Yeah, that's my job.
And NAMBLA meetings are here. And inside the bathhouse, all of the gay characters are flying rainbow flags and have erections. As they're killed in the game by flamethrowers or machine guns, the gay characters in the game are yelling, "Bake my cake," "I have AIDS," "Butt sex is a human right," "You messed with the wrong bug chaser," "I was born this way," relating to Lady Gaga, and more. What do y'all generally think about a game like this?
I think it's absolutely disgusting. First of all, I hope in that
in that bathhouse segment that
this fucking critter just had the nerve to call something absolutely disgusting.
He thinks it's disgusting.
I think it's absolutely disgusting. Really? Do you now?
it ain't, they're not hitting or targeting Club Fort Lauderdale. Because leave that one out. But I have a question. So this guy, Christopher Cantwell, he's alt-right? That's conservative, right? Of course.
Well, games are supposed to be an expression, just like any other art form is. And in that
Great depth of thought on this panel, isn't there?
So this Cantwell is outright, and that's conservative. I just absolutely.
I do respect that this is pushing buttons in some way, but all it's doing for gaming as a whole is making more people think that games are violent, and it leads to more violence because it's not.
What is this guy wearing?
Suspenders, over. I don't know. It vaguely looks like bondage gear. The one guy looks like he's wearing a collared
Absolutely
shirt
the
made
case
out of
at
a
all.
hefty
I
bag.
play video games all the time, and I grew up with parents that were hippies. Yet I still can't even let bugs die in a pool. But to see something like this as a form of entertainment, I will not be playing it. It's not something I would condone for other people. But there must be some level of self-expression that is still helpful for others in some way. I think maybe, possibly.
I just want to say,
Long-haired dude with well, you can't see it in this frame now, but the long-haired dude that's next to the tranny, is that a man or a woman? The one with the mustache.
Yeah, I know. Your guess is as good as mine. I thought it was a woman at first, but then I saw the mustache and I thought, I don't know. I don't know what
I saw a female male tranny outside protesting a Trump rally in Iowa City a couple of years ago that had it looked kind of like that. It had a much longer, wispier beard that looked like a bunch of cobwebs.
I would also like to point out the like to dislike ratio on this is well, it's not panning out the way they thought it would. Scroll down, Luke, because our avatars are hiding it. 47 dislikes to 0 likes. And this is on their channel. All they did was advertise this game. All they did do these moralizing faggots not understand that people want to buy a game when you tell them, oh, it's evil and you can't have it? You know, does this Star Trek alien and the Mohawk over here understand that? Does the guy on the other side who made a collared shirt out of a hefty bag understand that? Like, I want to get this game now. I might dust off the Landshark channel and the OBS just to fucking stream the arcade shit this.
Oh, shut down.
It's so weird to look at somebody, to look at this freak on the side here, and just this person's like, that is absolutely disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself.
This creature that looks like something that was just spit out of a hellmouth. Yeah,
this fucking rainbow Cenobite over here is gonna tell us we should feel ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah, speaking of angry, go ahead. I think I killed something like that in Doom.
Jeez. All right, we don't have to watch all this. I want to touch on a little bit of it because it's fucking funny.
God.
I guess this is just some channel called I Guess It's Happening, and then they have an out section with all the queers and
it's happening.
It's spreading. It's perhaps a better
Ooh, let's see if there's a comment section.
Oh yeah, there's a comment section. I left a comment. And the comment sections are all entirely like laughing at them. Just
does this channel have any fans at all? I mean,
I don't know.
Look how few hits it has. It's got like 250 views. Like, I mean, I assume they have some money because they have some production values behind them, clearly, with all the mics and the setup and shit. But they have no native fan base, it would seem.
I assume this is just Soros money. You know what? Let's take a look at this fucking channel as a whole. Okay, so oh my god, the channel has 208 subscribers.
Yeah, see, there's my point.
But where are they getting the money behind this shit? This is actually decent production values and crap. Luke, why don't we watch the cast introduction? Here, let me shoot you a link. Just go to their channel. It's here we go.
Yeah. On my stream yesterday, I examined this dude named Davey Wavy who does like really disgusting gay shit on YouTube, but that guy at least has a fan base. Like his biggest channel has over 1 million subs. I have no idea who's funding these motherfuckers.
Yeah, this is really getting some. Oh, there's
Davey Wavy's channel because
I don't Diva Power Infantina. America's first real live gay talk show just in time. Like this seems like this has money behind it.
First live gay talk show? Well, I mean, Ellen DeGeneres has been around.
Yeah, I highly doubt that, but this seems like this has money behind it. Broadcasting live from Drink with a Y, which I assume is a gay bar. I don't know where this came from, but I just saw it getting passed around because they decided to pick a fight with with the fans of Angry Goy too, and it didn't go well for him.
There's a million fucking. I just looked it up. There's a million fucking bars and clubs called Drink. So
with a Y instead of an I.
Yes. It's a very common name. I'm totally shocked by that. Though it looks like the two of them they're all in Florida for some reason. So
I'm looking at the videos, right? And the Angry Goy one has the most amount of views. A lot of these videos, however, we have 2 views, 3 views, 1 view, 2 views, 4 views, 9 views, 35 views. Oh, that one went viral for him.
Okay, let's see a franchise. Okay, we've got the one in Tampa, and I'm not sure where the other one is. But there's Drink Soho, Tampa nightclub, and where is it? Where's this other one? Oh, the other one's in Fort Lauderdale.
How long have they been doing this? Looks like they've only been doing. Oh, never mind. More videos.
Oh, and of course they have their pronouns on the screen.
Of course they do. So they've been doing this for about 3 months. It looks like, at least according to what I'm seeing. Okay, you're just I don't want to shit on somebody for having low views because Lord knows I don't get a tremendous amount of views myself. But there's just something weird about this. Like, you've been doing this for 3 months, and it looks like you have high production values. Like, you're trying to be really professional about it, and you're getting like 8 views on a video here, and I don't know, man. I sometimes wonder anymore if shit is just getting like, some sort of Soros money thrown at it or something. Like, so much of this bullshit leftist media is just completely astroturfed. Nobody likes it. Nobody watches it.
This calls for like an X-Files or Alex Jones sound clip.
Yeah, I might have to bring out the BNN Investigates fucking thing again. BNN Investigates. It's happening out.
Oh wow! His outfit's even worse.
Good God! I mean, I haven't had anything to drink, so yeah. Watch the stream I did yesterday if you want to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I caught some of that. What was it? Some gay guy? I can't remember what one guy was talking about.
Fucking do a list talking about how much he loves anal sex, like we couldn't tell.
We get it. You like it in the butt. I saw some meme where it was like a car full of Bernie Sanders stickers, and below it somebody put like, "We get it. You like it in the ass." He says Paz has a natural fan base, but it's small if you want to turn a profit.
Well, like I said, the Davey Wavy.
Jeez.
What the hell is what? Oh,
Their Halloween special with 39 views.
Wow.
you know, if people from 100 years ago saw a site like this, their immediate thought would be to douse it in gasoline and light a match.
Oh, Boogie, I'm not going to read that comment aloud, but rest assured, you made me laugh.
What comment was it?
I said I'm not going to read it aloud. It's in the chat. Oh.
Oh, okay. I see it. I see it now. I see it.
Moving on. What else did I want? Oh, I know. Here's an interesting comic book related story.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
We're not doing this anymore.
No, we're not. We're not sticking on this all night. Don't worry.
No, please, just
pause loads. Although we are talking about current Marvel comics, so that's nearly as gay.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't look like some sort of bizarre acid trip. Okay, I'm having shroom flashbacks watching those guys. I curl up in the fucking corner like a terrorized non-vet.
So, one of the excuses, Marvel sales are obviously in the shitter, and one of the excuses a lot of these SJWs try to say, well, those sales don't account for the trade paperbacks at the bookstores, and they don't account for the digital sales. I don't know how much trade paperbacks have been over the years. I know they've grown a great deal. Digital sales has never been big in comics. It just never has. It's always been a very, very small market of the comic market. But here's an interesting story. Marvel dumps 250,000 graphic novels to liquidation outlets. According to the most recent advertisement flyer for Ollie's Barton Outlet, it appears that Marvel reached out to the nationwide chain of liquidation and discount stores to offload excess stock of unsold graphic novels. It says comic books here, but this is specifically trades, if I'm not so slightly different. Trade paperbacks. In the advertisement, Ollie's will sometimes include a small story which provides some details as to how the outlet chain acquired the merchandise. In regards to their acquisition of Marvel stock, Ollie's writes, "What's the story? Marvel called Ollie's looking to close out over 250,000 graphic novels. Ollie's answered with Avengers. Oops, we mean Avengeance. We bought it all to sell at a savings up to 80% off the fancy store prices. Choose from a selection of all your Marvel favorites. Selection will vary by store. Among the titles featured are the Avengers, Age of Ultron Prelude, Civil War II, and Original Sin. This is the first time that Ollie's has received a massive stock of merchandise from a major publisher or Marvel specifically. In January 2018, Ollie's received 19 truckloads of merchandise from DC Comics, offering their titles up for 85%. Later, or I'm sorry, this is not the first time it said. I misread that. Later in May 2018, they would receive a combined 115,000 Marvel and DC trade paperbacks worth $2.5 million in a publisher's liquidation sale. There's a noted difference between past Marvel acquisitions, which Ollie's purchased where Ollie's purchased the stock through liquidation sales, and the most recent instance where Marvel directly sought Ollie's help in offloading unsold product. So it's not like a bookstore went out of business and sold them. No, this is Marvel going directly to Ollie's and saying, "Please take this shit off our hands.
Please. We all our choice. We have to burn it for kindling."
Yeah, we're burning fucking copies of Dirk and Miss Marvel to stay warm over here. You got to help us out. The difference has led to speculation that Marvel may be attempting to offload product in mass in an effort to artificially inflate sales numbers. This is supported by the sales numbers of one of the featured titles, Original Sin. According to Comic Crone, the hardcover collection of the title did not appear on any top sales list before 2018. Yet the Original Sin hardcover placed 5th in reorders between September 10th to 16th, 2018, and placed 40th in the September 2018 graphic novel sales to comic shops, with an estimated about 1,800 units sold. From a story from 2014, for a story from 2014 that currently has little consequence to the contemporary Marvel comic universe, nor any current movie tie-in to beat titles such as the recently adapted Infinity Gauntlet or the then unreleased Dark Knight Metal trade paperback, is surprising to say the least. Marvel's excess stock may also be the continuing result of poor quality trends that have led to a year of increasingly poor industry sales and widespread closure of comic book stores. Regardless of why Ollie's came to acquire the stock, readers looking for discounted titles have until November 21st to take advantage of Marvel's largest sales strategy. So yeah, Marvel is just dumping its trade paperbacks at fucking Ollie's to try and hide the fact that they can't sell comic books. And hell, Original Sin actually wasn't that bad, certainly by a lot of Marvel contemporary stories, but it just never really connected with a lot of people, and nobody cared. But
hearing about Marvel losing money makes my dick hard.
Yeah, I guarantee you, among those trade paperbacks is absolute garbage, like Unstoppable Wasp, and the current Miss Marvel, and the current Captain Marvel, and Squirrel Girl, and garbage like that. Just garbage like that. And I can tell you, my buddies, they run that that little comic book shop at a flea market where they sell back issues, and they don't really carry a lot of contemporary issues. The only contemporary issues they really carry are what my buddies read and then sell over there, or what I read and sell to them. By and large, they just buy back issues off of guys going through divorces or something and flip them, and they've done pretty good with that. Back issues still see some movement. They still see themselves moving a whole lot of Avengers and Spider-Man and Captain America and Iron Man and all the shit people care about. But not the new shit. Over at my buddy's stand, he has every issue of the recent incredibly awesome Hulk comic. Every fucking issue sitting there. It's sitting there in a bag and board, unsold. He's thinking about just throwing them right into the fucking dollar bin. The dollar bin has shit tons of Mark Waid's Daredevil run in it, which doesn't fucking move. Only moves a little bit out of the fucking dollar bin. Hell, people come in wanting Daredevil. They see the one box has a bunch of Daredevil in it. They get excited. They dig through it. Oh shit! Nah, it's all that. Yeah, nah, nobody wants that. Nobody wants the current Marvel comics. It's shit. It all fucking sucks. And again, there's interest in Marvel Comics characters and properties. Marvel Comics characters and properties have arguably never been bigger.
Yeah, there's a new fucking movie about them every other fucking month.
Yeah, it's the only thing Hollywood can seem to make any money at. So, and certainly not everybody who watches the latest Captain America movie and thinks, "Oh, that was really cool," is going to want to go read some Captain America comics. But some of them are. Marvel should be seeing an increase in comic sales. And they want to blame everything except for the real reason, and that's the quality. They want to blame everything else. You have fucking indie comics that are being kickstarted, like Vox Day's putting out and shit, that are outselling a lot of Marvel books, despite the fact that none of these comic book stores will carry them.
I don't know too much about the internals of the comic book industry, but again, hearing a company that has decided to go woke and is going broke, I just have a massive rock solid erection at that. It's not
just Marvel. Let's take a look at a more indie company called IDW. IDW has the rights to, let's list it all off, to make comic books for Back to the Future, G.I. Joe, Transformers, My Little Pony, Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, that's just to name a few fucking Star Trek. They have some Star Wars rights. They They can do kids-based Star Wars comics. They have all of these fucking licenses that they can make comic books for, right? And I've just scratched the fucking surface of it. And IDW is hemorrhaging money. And I'll give you a good example of it. I have on here numerous times praised the IDW Ghostbusters comic. It is very, very good. I've read a few of the story arcs, and then I've gone back and started rereading it from volume 1 of the trade paperback. I'm up to volume 7 right now. Very, very good stuff. It's not, right now there is an IDW Ghostbusters comic book based off of the 2016 movie, but not a regular series based off of the actual Ghostbusters that people give a shit about. They just wrapped up a mini series based off of them, but not an ongoing comic. Meanwhile, Ghostbusters Answer the Call has an ongoing comic. And IDW wonders why they can't make fucking money. And it's not to say that IDW doesn't have some good stuff. Like I said, I just got done with that Ghostbusters mini. It was good. There's a Star Trek versus Transformers mini that's pretty fun going on right now. There's been some good Star Trek stuff there. But by and large, they have all these licenses and they can't make fucking money. They should be able to. You have a Transformers license. There's still Transformers nerds to this day that are going to be enough of them that are going to be keeping the comic book afloat. But they can't fucking. And you know why? Well, here's a keen example. What did they do in the G.I. Joe comic book recently? They killed off Snake Eyes and replaced him with a Latinx. Gee, I wonder why he can't fucking make any money. It's a real mystery. It's gonna have to get Scooby and the gang on that one.
It's the guy in the mask.
Dynamite isn't doing much better. Dynamite's another company that has a shit ton of licenses. They just aggressively go after the licenses to make comics for various properties, and they're losing money. For instance, Dynamite has a comic book based off of The Shadow, and they've decided to do story arcs about white privilege because that's what the people interested in a fucking noir, crime fighter from the 30s want to read about. White fucking privilege.
Especially with a hero who has a very sadistic way of killing his victims.
Yeah, you really took the pulse of the room there, didn't you, Dynamite? DC is managing to come out on top here recently just by being the least. They're like the smartest kid in summer school when it comes to this shit. They still do a whole lot of this gay shit in their comics. They just don't do as much as the rest of them. Every once in a while, DC decides, hey, maybe we should just have a fucking comic book about superheroes doing superhero stuff. Oh, look, it's sold. How about that? As the saying goes, get woke, go broke. It's just that simple. And this is basically a kind of situation where, these people couldn't run a bordello in a gold rush.
Oh, right on the very side of the DC. Look what they're featured. The new Teen Titans.
Oh, that looks like ass. Holy shit.
There's Starfire right there.
Well, who says Eddie Murphy doesn't have a lot of fucking range as an actor? They wonder why they're getting money with this shit. Why isn't this selling? I don't get it. Hell, even when things become a success, they can't help but fucking shit it up. Boom Studios has a really good Power Ranger comic, and even I've enjoyed a lot of it. And I'm not that much of a Power Ranger fan, really. And lo and behold, when I was at my friend's comic stand, the one guy who was reading it regularly said he didn't want to read it anymore because it was full of fucking soy now. Because it can't just be the fucking Power Rangers. It can't just be a bunch of dudes karate chopping putties and getting in big robots and fighting monsters.
Ooh, do you say what happened?
He didn't say. He just said he was getting tired of it. He said something about the new writer. He didn't like the direction it was taking it. And I've heard a lot of people say the new writer is paused as shit.
For crying out loud, guys, take a hint. You suck. This current trend sucks. No one likes SJW nonsense.
Yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, I bought a Power Ranger comic book because I want to be lectured about immigrants or some shit like that. Judge fucking Dredd. Judge fucking Dredd over at IDW. They got a new Judge Dredd comic book coming on, right? And Judge Dredd used to be just red-pilled right-wing shit to the extreme.
Well, I mean, how could it not be? It's about a guy who literally goes around administering vigilante justice. Well, not vigilante, but it's basically what everyone, a lot of people on the right fantasize about. Find criminals and shoot them on the spot.
Mentioned right-wing death squads. The comic, and apparently, Paul Jenkins, I think, was the writer. He's written a lot of good stuff, but apparently he wanted to tell a story about immigrant rights or some shit like that. In Judge Dredd, the comic book, because that's what everybody picks up a Judge Dredd comic for.
Yeah, because the world of Mega City 1 really screams human rights.
Yeah, again, just be a tone deaf. Like that's definitely what all the people who read Judge Dredd regularly.
This calls for like the sound clip from the Sylvester Stallone movie. You betrayed the law.
I kind of like that movie. I think it's a little unfairly shit. For a '90s comic book movie, it's pretty good.
Oh, it's not a bad movie at all. It gets shit on because it's goofy, but it's good.
Dredd is obviously better, but Judge Dredd's not bad.
The only thing bad about it is what's his face, the comic relief guy who everyone hates.
Oh, Rob Schneider, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And then more recent one was a lot more. It was more proper to the tone of the series.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a better movie. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, I think they're both decent flicks.
Oh, I would love to see a sequel to the new one. That's awesome.
Wait. It's not that hard. And again, there is some good stuff coming out of these companies. It's just there's not enough of it for them to pay the bills is the problem. It used to be like, I love comic books. Not only do I love superheroes, I actually love the medium of comic books. I love the medium of just the sequential storytelling of a comic book. I love that. So I mean, but I used to be getting like a big old stack of comics each week. Like my subscription list, they'd print it out and it'd be this fucking reams of paper or some shit. And now it's like on a busy week, I get like 6 comics. That's it. And that's busy weeks. And again, a lot of them are like mini series that have kind of wrapped up, and I'm not getting them now. There's a crossover storyline called Spider-Geddon going on that I'm checking out. And if it weren't for that, I would be reading no Marvel comics right now. Big of a Marvel fan as I am, I'd be reading none. And I'm not reading these as regular comics. This is just a crossover event that I'm checking out. And when that's done, I'll be reading no Marvel comics. Because it's all shit. At this point, if you hook generators up to the graves of Stan Lee, Steve Ditko, and Jack Kirby, you could solve our energy crisis. And they're hiding it. That's the thing. Nobody in charge will even admit there's a problem, let alone try to fix it. Because they know what the solution is and they refuse to do it. So they're going to play these games with dumping shit on ollies and stuff like that. And Marvel and DC, they have the weight of Warner Brothers and Disney behind them, respectively. So they can probably play numbers games for a long time, at least for as long as they can play numbers games until the higher ups get sick of them doing it, is what it boils down to. But companies like IDW, like Dynamite, like Dark Horse, like Image, they don't have big billion-dollar conglomerates that own them. They are just what they are. Now some of them will be fine, like Dark Horse has has actually expanded into printing actual books. Like if you've seen those big Zelda, like Hyrule Historias and the big Zelda Encyclopedia, and somebody recently got me the Marvel Encyclopedia off the wish list and all. Those are all Dark Horse books. Dark Horse reprints a lot of manga here in the States. That's kept them afloat. But like IDW has this laundry list of fucking properties, and they can't make money. Dynamite is nearly as many properties, and they can't make money. Boom Studios about the same way. These properties can't make money.
Oh, look at this property. Love is love. Guess what it's about?
Yeah, because that's what everybody wants to read in comic books.
Boy, that looks really invigorating.
Yeah, don't bother putting out a regular Ghostbusters comic book like you were doing there, IDW. Put this out instead. Put out Gay Pride, the comic book.
Oh my God, the comic industry comes together in horror of those killed in Orlando. Oh my God.
Oh, so the comic book industry is taking an anti-Muslim stance now? That's good to hear.
I guess racists.
I guess Dirk and Miss Marvel's getting she's going bye-byes. We're gonna finally have a story where she turns out to be an ISIS sleeper cell and tries to kill the rest of the Avengers.
This is the proof of the white supremacy of the comic book industry.
Exactly. Look at this Islamophobia going on in the comic book.
Boo.
What will you be complete without the civil rights comics?
Oh, geez. Oh, nah. Oh, yes. This is what I want to read, IDW. Yeah, I don't want to read a new issue of Ghostbusters. I want to read Selma, the comic. No. We don't need we don't need G.I. Joe and Transformers and all that crap. We want to read about fucking. What are you thinking? What the fuck are you thinking, man? And that's the other thing. Look, Star Trek. Okay, so they got Star Trek, right? And look, they got the Klingon from the new Star Trek Discovery show as like their main icon there. Now, I understand they're doing a comic book based on that Star Trek Discovery show, but they're also doing a bunch of other Star Trek comics based off of other Star Trek eras and continuities and whatnot that are way more successful. Okay, people want to read about Star Trek back when Star Trek didn't suck. Okay, they don't want to read about Star Trek Discovery, and that's the first thing they put up there. The first thing they put up there is one of their least selling Star Trek comics, and that's what they promote.
I got one there that looks interesting. Star Trek TNG Through the Mirror, which I'm presuming it takes place in the Mirror universe.
Actually, yes, it's very good. There was a miniseries called Broken Mirror, which sort of introduces you to the TNG Mirror universe, like the Mirror universe in that time. And then there's Through the Mirror, in which the Mirror universe people figure out a way to like invade the regular universe. And they're literally doing it just to like be pirates and steal a bunch of supplies from them. And then there's a series after that called Terra Incognita, in which the regular universe or the Mirror universe Barclay is so disgusted with what a dork his other universe counterpart is that he tries to take his place. Like I recommended him in my Christmas video. Like if you know somebody that's a fan of TNG, they'd love these. So like I said, they're putting out good comics. It isn't that there aren't some good creators making good comics. It's that the way these companies are run at the top levels is so utterly disgusting. As I said, when you have a Star Trek page on your main site that you're trying to direct people to, and what do you put as the top thing? You put the gross looking purple Klingons from the new show that everybody hates and nobody watches. That's maybe not the best idea.
Oh, they have an X-Files series.
Yeah, they got some X-Files comics. I haven't read them, but I've heard good things about them. People that are X-Files fans. I don't know what V-Wars even is. Is it about vampires? I don't know.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of V-Wars. I don't. Well, if it's at IDW, it's probably about white privilege. It's about vampire privilege.
Oh no, the vampires need to be understood. Don't call them vampires. That's discriminatory. Call them blood impaired.
Oh,
You laugh, but that probably is fucking in the comic.
it looks like fucking like what's that show that is just basically porn for teenage girls, like Supernatural or Supernature?
Oh, Twilight.
Kind of like that too, but that's not quite the one I'm thinking of.
You're thinking of Supernatural?
Yeah, that one.
Somebody in the chat calls it VJ Wars. Yep. You like I said, you got all these properties and you can't make fucking money. Yeah. That's on you at that point.
They have Clue.
Oh, they that's the thing. That's the one thing both Dynamite and IDW have been really smart about. And that's gather up properties for as many franchises as you possibly can. Like Dynamite just recently put out a 5-issue series on the Pumpkinhead movies.
What?
Yeah, they put a 5-issue Pumpkinhead comic book out. And you want to know what? It was actually pretty damn good.
It wasn't as good as Bloodwings, Pumpkinhead's Revenge.
No, it was better than that. They sort of like expanded the mythos, and they said that Pumpkinhead is like a demon of wrath, and he ends up they end up showing like demons for the other 6 of the 7 deadly sins that are like his brothers and sisters, and somebody summons those demons, and they want to kill Pumpkinhead or destroy Pumpkinhead because they're jealous that they don't get summoned as much as Pumpkinhead. And the character designs for the other demons were pretty good. It was a decent little horror comic. I enjoyed it. And they didn't try. I like that they just made a 5-issue miniseries. They didn't try to stretch it into a regular ongoing. They just had, somebody had an idea for a Pumpkinhead comic, so they just, probably got the rights for $5 and a cup of coffee and told them make a Pumpkinhead comic. Go ahead. Yep. Actually, pretty good. Surprisingly so. Like I picked up issue 1 on a whim because I'm a sucker for when horror properties get a comic. And I was like, wow, that's actually pretty good. Not going to set the world on fire, but a decent read. Oh, there down there you can see the all the other demons around him. I think yeah, there's the other ones. There's a big fat one that's gluttony. There's some naked chick that has like tentacles coming out of her back. That's lust. I guess the author likes a lot of hentai. But decent stuff.
I'm sorry. Whenever I see Pumpkin now, I'm just transfixed by the ending of the game where he's just dancing in tennis shoes.
That's probably Spoonie's best video. Though I was a little surprised Spoonie hadn't heard of Pumpkinhead. Like, I'd heard of the original movie. I didn't know there was any sequels to it or anything like that, or that it ever had any kind of follow-ups. But, yeah, I heard of the original movie. I think I first saw it in, like, 02, 03, something like that. But then again, I had a roommate that was really big into horror around that time. Like, just a huge horror guy. So, yeah, I think it was one Saturday afternoon. He's like, dude, I found Pumpkinhead. I'm like, I don't know what that is. He goes, yo, you got to watch it. And the first Pumpkinhead's pretty damn good. To quote Spoonie, it's far better than any movie named Pumpkinhead has a right to be.
Yeah, I've actually seen it. It's not bad. I'm not really a horror guy, but that's like a good slasher flick.
Yeah, I like it. I have not seen the sequels, and I don't have any interest in them. But decent little slasher flick. All right. Well, there's a Juice Cheese dancing Pumpkinhead. He really does have sneakers.
I don't understand what the thought process was at the end of that. Like, Did they just assume that no one would ever be able to beat the game, and that they just decided to throw this in as a fuck you to anyone who actually figured it
I
out?
wonder if the guy was just wearing sneakers as part of like they didn't have feet for the costume, and they thought they were going to film it to never show the feet, and they just fucked that up.
Well, that's a possibility too, given how shoddy the game was. I mean, the funniest part was that like the guy who did the footage for Spoonie discovered like years after the fact that there was a second ending where you can actually defeat Pumpkinhead in regular combat. And the video there consists of Pumpkinhead giving the player the finger. Well, it's not really giving him the finger, but that's what it looks like because like the little claw on the Pumpkinhead costume is longer than the others.
Oh, good stuff. All right, well, I'm gonna probably wrap this up then. Those are the only two stories I really want to touch on: the Marvel story and Cantwell pissing off the faggots. Though I kind of want to look into that. It's happening out. Maybe I could actually get them on the show or something because I'm apparently a bigger name than them.
They could use the exposure, I believe. Lend their fledgling channels some of your massive support.
I'm sure most of them have already been arrested for exposing themselves.
First question to the guy on the to the guy to the right of the drag queen. What are your pronouns, and what is your biological birth? What chromosome do you have?
It looks like a chick disguised as a dude. Like,
I thought he was dressing up as a horse.
Oh no,
I mean, that is a very feminine bone structure.
Yeah, but then there's then there's the Mohawk dude there. Oh man! Imagine a man dressed like that calling something else disgusting.
Yeah, I was watching Pastor Stephen Anderson's Sunday service live earlier today, and he was just going off at the end, screaming about how goddamn America, and and screaming about sodomites and stuff. It was fantastic. He even did a little rendition of "God Bless America," talking about the United States of sodomy.
All right, folks. That's about all I got for tonight. If you enjoy the content, do consider supporting the show. I don't have this channel monetized anymore. So hit up the PayPal, Patreon, Amazon wishlist. That helps.
Streamlabs.
I don't have Streamlabs for the Bechtloff setup. I never liked using it that much, and I only set it up for like the alternate way to donate, and nobody ever seemed to like using the Streamlabs donations. So.
Well, I get a fair amount of them. Well, it's the only way I can get them now. That I've been striked off of YouTube. So,
yeah, you've been banished off of the YouTubes.
By the way, Twitch.tv. By the way, I'm not sure what this stream was about, but go to twitch.tv/Matt40.
Yep. I don't know. I might move over to Stream Me too. With Medicare moving over there, maybe the site will actually get some traction now. Because I mean, fuck YouTube. I actually just went through because last night the stream got struck for copyright stuff, and I didn't get a copyright strike. It just got blocked. It was one of those automatic things, and I just uploaded a censored version. But I noticed a bunch of now I don't have this channel monetized, so in one sense it doesn't matter. But I noticed a bunch of other videos over the past couple months I got that had little blocks on them for like just monetization blocks for copyright stuff. And I went through and looked at them, and it was all fair use stuff. I just got the automated system nailing me. So I went ahead and filed disputes. So you know what? Sony and Disney and Nintendo, you could fucking sue me if you got a problem with it then. Because I'm disputing it because it was all fair use. You can eat my ass. And I'm not. I'm literally fighting for the principle of it because my channel's demonetized in the first fucking place. So I am willing to fight you over nothing because fuck you.
Yeah, cue Chris Crocker talking about kiss my ass and eat my cornhole. Yeah. Now there's a blast from the past.
All right, folks. That's about all we got for tonight. Luke, as always, thanks for your sidekick duties. Matt, thanks for hanging out. Good to have you. I know you're kind of
welcome.
Out of the schedule for a lot of people. And that's all we got for tonight, folks. Thanks for listening. Bechtloff out.